to take with instead of mom, because mom was giving me tips about like don't breathe too hard or don't run too fast or don't drink too much water. And I said, girl, I don't care. I'm thirsty.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Brooks Wellness. So what has this young lady so worked up anyway? Only one of the best obstacle courses around, Rugged Maniac 2019. Rugged Maniac is an obstacle course pretty much like what you had in junior high school, if your junior high school was on a Marine base. But it's not just for prepubescent teens. Everyone's invited to go. Before we get started, I want to give a special thanks out to Rugged Maniac for putting together a great event where fitness really does mix with fun. Over 5,000 people showed up for this Saturday-Sunday event. There's a live DJ and everything. This really helped to keep the atmosphere loose, considering the pain that most people were about to experience. At its heart, Rugged Maniac is a 5K race, but when you throw in those obstacles, well, let's just say it changes things. I mean, there's a lot of people that are smiling in these pictures before the race took place, but I guarantee you in the middle of the race, there was a lot of grimacing going on. Let's check out some of the obstacles to find out why. Alright, so here we go, starting the race. Now, I can tell you at the start, there's a lot of excitement and laughing, like I said, people are just brimming to go. But there is also a calming reality, a sobering reality that's present that you're about to run 3 miles and through a whole bunch of obstacles that maybe you're not prepared for, so you better pace yourself. And I'll tell you why. Because about a quarter mile in, that's when the huffing and puffing and the sweating and the pain starts, and you haven't even got to the first obstacle, like crawling underneath some barbed wire. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. There was a point where I'm thinking to myself, did I actually pay for this? I mean, I'm crawling through the sand on my hands and knees in the mud, and I'm thinking, did I pay for this? And then my body said, not yet, but you will. I mean, you have to think of it kind of like being at the beach. I mean, you're running around in sand the whole time, except for you're running up hills and then down hills, and then you run back up hills again, and then you're running, and then in between, you're doing obstacles. I mean, it's a real workout, but it was so much fun. It's funny because a lot of NFL players have beach workouts, but I gotta tell you, if you run through this whole course, this is gonna be pretty much like what an NFL player would be doing on their beach workout. So anyway, you make your way through obstacle after obstacle, questioning your sanity the whole time, and then you hit this. Barzan, the breaker of wills, the claimer of the last ounce of dignity that you have left in this race. I mean, it's like if Godzilla and King Kong had a baby, it would be Barzan. It's funny because after previous obstacles, you almost start to believe that this course isn't so bad after all. Then you run around a group of trees into Barzan, and it's open mouth. I mean, the mud in Rugged Maniac, by the time I reached it, had a life of its own. It was warm, and I saw one too many underwear tags floating in the soup to feel comfortable with the murky water running down my face. So I knew I was not going into the gunk, but many others were unable to avoid the goop or the grasp of the formidable foe. And some that thought that they escaped, but they were only fooling themselves. Have you ever watched one of those giant monster movies like King Kong or Godzilla or something like that? I mean, can you picture just this little person trying to run away from this giant monster? It doesn't matter how fast you run. It doesn't matter if you make it through its mouth. If you get by everything, because in the end, you're probably gonna still get caught. And after just a little bit of rest, the young man was able to continue on with the race. You know, after falling off of Barzan, jumping over a bonfire, just doesn't seem like that big of a deal. All in all, I gotta say, Rugged Maniac was a great event. It was really cool watching people help each other to overcome these physical obstacles, and regardless of the fitness level of the contestants, everyone finished the race. I mean, you didn't have to do every single obstacle, but you still had to run 3.5 miles through sand, and that's worthy of a medal and a beer. if you're old enough to drink one. A lot of people were dressed up in different outfits. There were a lot of support groups there as well. But for me, it was just nice to hang out with friends and family, and I'm glad that I was able to share it with you. So until next time, this is Brooks Wellness signing out. Take care.